I wanted to talk about kind of holistic healthcare and how everything ties together.
Yes.
Obviously, medicine, dentistry, mental health,
Yes.
body, mind, soul, and those kind of things. So, and wellness and well-being as a concept, which people are really interested in now,
Yes.
but which is also very important.
Yeah. And things have changed so much, haven't they? If I think about the 90s and how things were and how things are now and how I got this.
They were still good, the 90s.
Yeah, no, the 90s are great, just in a different way. It's just kind of, and I got this lovely, my practice manager, she's only 20, she's with me now, but she's so sort of healthy. And I think of myself at 20, I was really not like that.
Oh, gosh.
It's just changed so much. So, yeah, I mean, it's all, this is the thing, I think things used to get sort of treated sort of separately, and now everyone is interested in, all of the fact that all of these things are important and they're all interlinked, aren't they? So, let's talk about it, let's go back to self-esteem. So if you've got good self-esteem, you've got good self-worth, you're going to take care of yourself well. So you're going to want to make sure you go to the dentist for your regular checkups, make sure your gum health is good. You're going to want to set good boundaries. You're going to want to be in a good relationship. You're going to recognise when someone's good for you. You want to take care of your body because you think it's carrying you through life. You don't want to just kind of be shut off from it or treat it badly. So it's all interlinked. It's all about self-love and self-care, isn't it? And if you look at, I'll talk about trauma again because I work with this so much, but so often when people have gone through trauma, it's no fault of their own, they find it very difficult to take care of themselves. So that a lot of our work will be teaching people to self-care.
Exactly.
So looking after, okay, what are you eating? How much fresh air are you getting? You're getting out in nature. You're going to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. You're doing all these things because it's all a reflection, isn't it, of how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's so linked. And, a lot of the work with... trauma recovery is like doing things to self-care, and people often feel really resistant. It feels really indulgent. It feels really alien, and it's the same. When we see people's physical health decline, when they've been depressed for a long time, they don't want to get out of bed, they don't want to wash, they don't want to shower, they don't want to leave the house. All of those things, and as you start to recover and get well, that stuff starts to come back. They start to want to take pride in their appearance. So it's all absolutely interlinked. Yeah, hugely.
Yeah, I remember someone saying, again, after my breakup, which was a very hard event, I didn't feel like getting up. I didn't feel like doing anything at all, eating anything.
Yes, when you can't eat, yeah.
Exactly. But people, what someone said to me, which is so true, is you can try and do little things at a time and build yourself back up. And, you can getting out of bed, that might be a big step for you.
Yeah.
Just to do that one step.
Yes.
And then next step, you can do something else, go out, have a walk or a run or whatever. And then, and then maybe you can meet one person inside your situation and maybe more people. And then it kind of rebuilds that slowly. But doing it all at once can be so overwhelming that you think I'm going to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's impossible, isn't it? And this is the thing, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and there's always, I talk about these 4 physiological defences that we all have. So everyone's heard of fight or flight, and then there's the hyper arousal, then we have freeze and fawn. So, when we've gone through a big shock, such as heartbreak, or we've been under chronic stress or anything, we can get sort of shunted, if you like, into one of these defences. So flight is when we get highly anxious, we can't sleep, we feel obsessive compulsive, we're panic buying, all of that sort of stuff. Then we've got the fight response when we get really angry. So, road rage, arguments on social media, it all comes under that umbrella. And then we've got freeze, and freeze is when I think it's one of the most poleaxing kind of responses that we can get stuck in, actually, because it's hypoarousal. So the nervous system sort of doesn't shut down, but it sort of drops. And it's often when we've had a big shock, like heartbreak. So we go into this place and it's depression, it's apathy, it's like duvet days become duvet weeks. It's like numbing out. It's like I don't care anymore. It's like disassociation. So when we have big shocks of any kind, or when we've been under chronic stress for long enough, we will drop down into that freeze response. And we often can't eat when we're there as well. And I see a lot of people who've been in that response for a long, long time. So they've got depression, or they've just had a heartbreak and they just can't get out of it, and they just feel like everything's pointless. Or it's too many, rubbish things have happened, basically. Or it's, a childhood trauma response. And I always say to them, just very incremental. If you do one thing, You know, if you get out of bed and brush your teeth, it's a win.
Exactly.
No, it's not a win compared to someone else that's, you know, like living their best life on Insta, but it's a win for you. It doesn't matter. And each time you're building your recovery, and recovery is allowed to be really slow, whatever that's from, illness, heartbreak, you know, anxiety, depression, anything is allowed to be really slow. In fact, the slower you allow it to be, the faster it is. Everything's a paradox, right? So, and also recovery is not a linear ascent. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days, but you'll get little chinks of light, little green shoots of recovery in whatever you're recovering from. And it's the most important thing with all of this is to be super compassionate with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself. That, you know, as you talked about the internal dialogue, and think, yeah, I did good. You know, I did this, I did good.
Yeah, well done. You can say it out loud to yourself. Say it out loud to yourself. No one's going to hear you, you know. It's just kind of like, say, well done. And yeah, you will feel silly and you will feel like, oh God, I'm being a baby because I've managed to get out of bed today. It doesn't matter.